Good morning everyone. Today we are going to see operating system unit 3 session 9. In the previous session we have studied the concept semaphores and we have solved bounded waiting, busy waiting problem. And in today's session we are going to solve some other problems which can be solved using semaphore concept. So first problem we'll see bounded buffer problem, and this problem is also called as producer consumer problem. In the previous session, we have already studied about producer-consumer problem. So what is the job of the producer? Producer is going to produce something and consumer is going to consume something. So there is a buffer slot with n slots which will be shared by both producer and consumer. With n slots, it is going to be there. So producers, before producing, needs to check whether there is space or no, whether there is empty slot or no. So the producer, before producing, they needs to check whether there are empty slots or no, so that they can add the data in those slots. They can use the data, they can use the slots. And consumer, before consuming, is going to check whether there is a slot with data or no. At least one slot must be with data. So consumer, before consuming anything, they are going to check whether there is data or no inside the slots, so that they can consume. At the same time, if both producer and consumer must not try to perform the operation, so simultaneously at the both same time, producer and consumer should not try to consume and produce at the same time. Otherwise, the clashes occurs between them. They may not synchronize properly. So problem arises when producer and consumer are not working in synchronization. So producer tries to insert data into empty slot of the buffer and consumer tries to remove data from filled slot in buffer. So this problem has to be solved using semaphore concept when producer and consumer are trying to access the buffer slot at the same time. Then the problem arises, processes, they don't synchronize. So there are two processes, producer and consumer. Producer will produce something, consumer will consume, and there are n slots. Producer, before producing, is going to check whether there is an empty slot and inserts data into empty slot. Consumer, before consuming, is going to check whether there is a slot with data or no, and it is going to consume the data. So the problem arises when producer and consumer does not work in synchronization. So if both try to perform at the same time, then the clashes arises. So this problem can be solved using semaphore concept, that is, there are three variables. Yes, this is the semaphore which is initialized to 1, and we are taking there another variable, we call it as empty, and it is initialized to n, and there is another variable called full and it is initialized to 0. So these are the three main variables. Semaphore, why we use semaphore? To check, it is used to check mutual exclusion condition. If there is producer in the critical section, consumer must be not allowed to enter into the critical section. If consumer is there in the critical section, producer should be not allowed to enter into the critical section. So that care will be taken by the semaphore yes. Then empty, see empty slots, it is going to keep track of how many empty slots are there. And if it is full, it is going to keep track of how many full slots are there. So these three variables are very important, and which are initialized to 0. Empty is initialized to n. That means total how many slots are there. If there are 5 slots, then all empty 5 slots are there. And this mutex is nothing but this is yes value. We can take mutex or any yes value we can take. So these semaphores are going to operate on two operations, wait and signal. So we already know we use wait operation to decrement the value of semaphore, and we use signal operation to increment the value of semaphore. We use wait operation for locking, and we use signal operation for unlocking. So this has to be kept in mind, and this are very important before entering into the critical section for the processes. Now let us see the algorithm for the producer. Now the producer is going to produce an item and it is going to add into the slots. So this buffer slot is like a critical section. Now suppose in this buffer slot we have 5 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this buffer slot is a critical section, and this part is treated as a full critical section. So the processes before entering into the critical section, they are going to lock it, and the processes after finishing the critical section, they are going to unlock it. So the producer wants to produce, so it enters into the loop and it executes wait of empty. See, empty, we use it to keep track of how many empty slots are there. So now this producer, empty slots at the beginning is initialized to 5, as we have here 5 slots. So when it executes wait of empty, that means wait operation always decrements the value of semaphore. So now it decrements the value of empty. So from 5 it is going to become now 4. Then it is going to acquire the lock. Now at earlier the mutex value is 1. Now it will decrement the value of mutex, that is from 1. After decrementing it is going to become 0 now. So mutex value is 0. It has locked now. Now the producer enters into the critical section. It adds the data to the item, say append, add the data to the buffer. It will add the data to the buffer, and then after adding, it is going to execute mutex. So which was locked here. Now signal is always going to increment the value. So mutex from 0 it is going to become now 1. And full variable is used with signal. This will keep track of how many slots are full here. Earlier it is initialized to 0. Now after incrementing it becomes 1. That means one slot is full there. One slot is full. So there are 4 empty slots and 1 full slot. Now suppose one more time the producer wants to enter into the critical section. So producer enters into the looping and it executes wait operation. So earlier the empty value was 4. After decrementing now it becomes 3. And then it executes the wait operation of mutex. You can see here earlier it was 1. Now it is going to acquire the lock and it is going to decrement the value of mutex from 1 to 0. So it is going to be now 0. Then it adds the item to the slot and then it releases the lock from 0. It makes now again semaphore mutex value 1, and then it is going to execute signal of full. So signal will always increment the value. So from 1 it becomes now 2. So now we have here 2 slots filled here. So we have here 3 slots empty and 2 slots full here. Now suppose the consumer wants to consume. So the consumer, this part is treated as a critical with locking and unlocking. This is going to lock and this is going to unlock. So the consumer executes the wait operation. So wait operation always is used to decrement. So full value earlier it was 2. Now after decrementing it is going to become 1, means one item is going to be consumed by consumer. So the consumer enters into the critical section. Earlier the mutex value was 1. Now after decrementing it becomes 0. Then the consumer is going to consume the items from the buffer Then after consuming, it is going to execute signal operation. It is going to unlock it by making mutex value to 1. From 0 it is going to increment and it is going to become 1 now. And then it is going to execute signal of empty. So signal value is always going to increment. So now empty value we were having earlier, it was 3. Now after consuming 1 data from the slot, then it is going to increment. So it is going to increment. Earlier it was 3 now. So signal is going to increment the value of empty. Earlier it was 3. Now after incrementing it is going to become 4. That means there are total 4 empty slots and 1 filled slot. And if the consumer one more time, if it executes, then it is going to decrement the value of full. From 1 it is going to become now 0, and empty also means all data is consumed. After incrementing it becomes now 5, means all slots are empty and full slots are 0. So let's say after locking and unlocking it is going to consume. Reader writer's problem. So there is one document which will be shared by both reader and writer. So the writer is going to write something inside the document, whereas reader is just going to read the document. So when the writer is accessing the document, the reader is not allowed to access the document. And when reader is accessing the document, writers are not allowed to access the document. So this document resource must be shared by both the processes, reader and writer. So when reader and writers are accessing this document, they have to make sure that the clashes should not happen and they should synchronize properly and they should share the document. So number of readers can read the document at the same time. Number of readers can read the document at the same time, but at a time only one writer can write inside the document. So this means when writer is accessing document, readers are not allowed to access the document. That means to access the critical section. When writer is in the critical section, readers are not allowed to enter into the critical section. And when reader is in the critical section, writers are not allowed to enter into the critical section. But here more number of readers can enter into the critical section and can access the document. So there are reader and writer process. Any number of readers can read the shared resource simultaneously, but only one writer can write to the shared resource. So the proper synchronization must be done between the readers and writer so that they should not clash with each other. So the algorithm is written using the semaphore to synchronize both reader and writers when they are sharing the same resource. When the writer is writing data to the resource, no other process can access the resource. A writer cannot write to the resource if there are number of readers accessing the resource at same time. So the algorithm which we are going to see, we are going to use semaphore, that is mutex variable and write variable. So we use mutex variable to lock and unlock, so that when the reader is in the critical section, writers are not allowed, and when the writer is in the critical section, readers are not allowed. And we are using this write variable only for the writers to access the critical section. And we are using the read count, that how many readers are presently in the critical section. And mutex is initialized always to 1. So whenever we see the mutex value 1, we need to understand that there is no process inside the critical section, nor reader nor writer. And whenever you see the writer variable is equal to 1, that means the lock is with writer is going to access the document. So this is the algorithm for writer process. So the writer process is initialized to 1. That means it is unlocked. Now the writers can enter into the critical section. So once the writer enters executes the wait operation, the variable write will be decremented by 1 and it becomes 0. So before entering into the critical section, writer is going to initialize, it is going to decrement to 0 and it is going to enter into the critical section and it is going to write inside the document. And when the writer finishes, it is going to make again, it is going to increment the writer variable to 1, that is unlock. So 0 means lock and 1 means unlock it is. So after this, any process can enter into the critical section. Even if once more the writer wants to enter into the critical section, it can enter. And when other process, now suppose the other process tries to, now already there is a writer process inside the critical section. Another process tries to enter into the critical section, it sees the value 0 and that process gets stuck in the wait operation. And when the writer finishes, it changes the value of variable and it is unlocked, and that the process which is stuck in the wait operation will be allowed to enter into the critical section. Now suppose the reader wants to enter into the critical section. So it executes mutex, wait of mutex. So from 1, the mutex value becomes 0 because wait operation always decrements the value of variable mutex. So it is like acquiring the lock from the reader process and it is going to increment the read count. So read count variable keeps tracks of how many reader processes are in the critical section. So from 0, after incrementing, it becomes 1. Now it is going to check the condition whether the read count is equal to 1. As condition is true, so it is the responsibility of the first reader process not to allow the writer process to enter into the critical section. So the reader process allows other writer process to enter into the critical section, but it is going to lock the writer process. So this statement is going to lock the writer process. So the writer variable is initialized to 1. Then after decrementing it, it becomes 0. So it has locked the writer process now. Then the reader process executes signal of mutex, means it has unlocked for reader processes. So from 0 it becomes 1 so that other reader process can enter into the critical section. Now the reader 1 can read the document. So now the reader 1 is in the critical section. Now suppose another reader wants to enter into the critical section. So the reader process executes the wait of mutex. So the mutex values, you can see here, mutex value was 1 here. So from 1 it is going to become 0 now. So the second reader process, it is going to acquire the lock. From 1 it is going to become 0 now after decrementing. It will increment the value of read count. Earlier it was 1, now it is going to be 2. So there are 2 reader processes in the critical section. It will check the condition here whether the read count is equal to 1. Condition is false. So this part it will not execute. It will execute this signal of mutex. It is going to release the lock for other reader process. So from 0 it is going to become now again 1 so that even other readers can enter into the critical section. So reader 2 also enters into the critical section. Now here reader 1 finishes and it is going to execute the mutex. So it is going to make 0. So it is going to make the value mutex is equal to 0, means it is locked now. Now it will decrement the value of read count because that reader 1 is going to come out. So from 2, earlier it was 2, now it is going to, after decrementing, it is going to become 1 now. So it is going to check the condition if read count is equal to 0. No, condition is false because read count we have here is 1. Then this will be not get executed. Release the lock. It is going to release the lock from 0. See, earlier it was 0. Now it is going to become 1. So the reader 1 has come out of the critical section. And even if reader 2 wants to come out of the critical section, it is going to make again mutex value to 0. Then read count after decrementing, it becomes 0 now. So both the reader processes wants to come out. Now it will check for the condition whether read count is equal to 0. Yes, enough. Condition is true here. So now it is the responsibility of last reader to unlock the writer process. So now the last reader is coming out. Now the other writer process can enter into the critical section. So it is releasing the lock. So from 0 it is going to make writer variable value 1. So that other writer process can enter into the critical section. Now the writers are allowed to enter into the critical section. And again it is going to release the lock and reader is going to come out. So mutual exclusion condition is meeting here when writer is in the critical section, readers are not allowed, and when readers are there in the critical section, writers are not allowed. See, even if the writer tries to enter into the critical section, it gets stuck there. Unless the mutex value changes, the writers cannot enter into the critical section. So we have finished here reader-writer problem. Thank you.